I am very emotional, and in the past that was a very big problem, especially at the beginning of my current relationship. Every woman wants stable men who can be there for her and support her when her emotions go all over the place. So I had to learn how to manage my emotions. And in this video, I will share with you how I did that. I will share with you how I started to regulate my feelings and emotions and my behaviors, how I improved my posture and my non-verbal communication, and at the end I will share with you the things I do to manage the stress in my life. Self-management is the ability to understand our own feelings, thoughts and emotions, and to choose our actions that will help us get the best results in our lives. And emotional self-control is the ability to control our impulsive emotions, reactions and actions. To control your emotions does not mean to suppress them. It means having the ability to choose if you want to act on your emotions, if you want to act them out, or if you want to do something else, be more reasonable and do something better. We need our emotions. They help us go towards our goals, but sometimes our emotions stops us from having the best relationships or having the best results in our work and the things we do in our lives. Here is how I manage my emotions. The first and the most important thing I do is to be present. This is the easiest and the hardest thing at the same time that I do. It is the easiest because it is very easy to become present. It does not take energy or time to just become present at this moment. What it takes is practice and a lot of meditation. Here comes the hard part. To be present, and for that to help regulate my emotions, I need to be present before an argument breaks, before I identify with my emotions and reactions. For example, if I am having a conflict with my partner, a friend, or even a stranger, I need to be present before I get angry or sad or activated. That means to become dissociated from my emotions and to start watching what happens in myself, what happens in my mind, in my inner body, in my feelings. So in this space, I have the ability to choose what I am going to do and how I am going to react. And the bigger the space between something happening in the environment and me reacting to it, the better the results from my behavior. Scientists have found out that the people who meditate have bigger space that I just talked about before they react to something. The bigger the time. This space, this time is a pause that is like 1 to 2 seconds, but in those seconds you can go through a lot of things in your mind and you can choose to let the other person push your button or to take a step back and do the right thing. I'm still learning to do that, and one of the benefits from it is that when I do it, I can connect with the love that I feel towards the other person, if it's a relative or a loved one, and I can put my ego aside. When I act through a place of love, whatever my emotions are, I know that I am going to do the best thing for my relationship with this particular person. So one of the other things that I do is when I receive negative feedback is I view it as a constructive feedback. Maybe you know that right now I am learning how to be a family therapist, and in my learning and in my groups, every time I do a session with a client, there are people who watch me and after the session give me feedback about what I did good, what I can improve on, and etc. For me, there is only reinforcing feedback. That means you did this and these things right, continue to do it again in the future, you will get good results. Or there is the negative criticism, or for me this means the constructive feedback, which is you did this and this and it led to those results. If you want to improve on this behavior, do this and this, or I feel that you can do this and this. A lot of this and that. I hope that you understood what I just told you. What I meant is when facing criticism, you can view it as constructive feedback. But of course, if it is presented through hate or trolling, like you suck at this, you can't do this shit, you are very bad and you will never get good, I don't take this. This is not feedback, this is trolling. And the way to deal with that is the way I learned from Gary Vee, is to feel compassion towards the person who hates you or who is emanating hate towards you. Imagine how bad a life you have to write negative things that are not constructive to people that you don't even know. Another way to deal with this kind of hate is to understand that nothing is personal, and people often don't see the others. They see only their own ideas, their own judgments and their own obstacles towards something greater in themselves. They see their own fears, ideologies and ideas that prevent them from being a better version of themselves. When talking about self-management, a big thing is how to manage your non-verbal communication. Most of our communication is actually non-verbal. If you hear someone say something but his body tells you another story, you will see what his body says and not what his words are conveying. So for example, if I say, I am very confident and I am really good at speaking at a camera and I'm very outspoken, I like to be at the center of attention, you will not believe it, because my body and the tone of my voice do not convey the message that my words do. So I try to convey with my body the message that I want the other person to receive. And again, here the feedback from others is really important for improving. For example, I get a lot of feedback from my friends and my family that in my early videos there is a lot of hand gesturing, and it takes from my message, from the content that I want to convey. So right now, in the present and the future videos, I will try to dial down my hand gestures, because hand gestures are a very effective way to communicate your message in front of a larger live audience, but on video it does not look so good. So I'm trying to get better at this. Another thing I learned is to improve my body posture. Our body posture is very important for our behavior and our mood. And now I will explain you why. We have a hormone in our brain and in our body that is called serotonin. The other name for this hormone is the feel-good hormone, because it regulates our mood and some of our behaviors. The more serotonin we have, the happier and the better we feel. People who have mental health disorders like depression, anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorders have really low serotonin in their brains, and they feel bad because of that. This hormone tracks our socio-economic status. So the higher in a hierarchy we are, the more serotonin we have in our brains and the more we are producing, and the better we feel. The straighter our body posture is and the bigger we look. So we can reverse that and we can improve our posture, so we hack our brain to produce more serotonin. Right now I am practicing to do that almost all the time when I am walking outside, when I am fixing myself breakfast, when I am training, when I am talking with someone that I love. The interesting thing here is that I feel that there are mental obstacles for me to do that all the time, because I was bullied physically and mentally in middle school, and what I have as a belief that is unconscious, I am making it more conscious right now, is that I am not worthy enough and I am not strong. I am not strong-willed. I don't have the inner strength to endure what life throws at me. As a kid, I was not good at defending myself, and right now I am reaping the fruits from this, which are not good. Because when I stand straight with my shoulders back, I feel the fear of making myself more vulnerable by opening up. The good thing is, if I stay in this position for long enough, I feel the hormones that my brains start to produce, and I feel much more powerful, much more open to the world, and much more confident in myself. One of the other things that I do to improve my own understanding of nonverbal communication is to watch others when they talk. Even when I am in the subway, I am watching others, how they behave, what is their body posture, and see how I feel about that, because our feelings are a very good way to know how nonverbal communication affects others or ourselves. The last thing that I learned about self-management is how to manage stress. And there are a few ways that I do that in my life. So the first thing is to get full 8 hours of sleep, because sleep helps us in so much ways that I can't even talk in a short video like this one. It helps us regulate hormones, our mental health, and our biology. Another thing that helps me manage my stress is exercise. And right now, in every break from work that I take, I do some push-ups, and every morning I try to exercise to get my body temperature up and to feel more awake. If I feel stressed from work, I take a break and go out, walk in nature or just around the block, listening to an audiobook, or I play a video game. I take time for myself and take care of my mental and physical health. One of the most effective ways to manage stress is to focus on your breathing through meditation or through breathing techniques. So you can only focus on breathing deeply and slowly and just feeling what is going on in your body, becoming aware of the tensions in your body. And where you feel tension, you don't try to change that. You just say an inner yes and feel what happens. Feel how you open up. If you feel that you need help with that, you can try my guided meditation by clicking right here. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one.